Hi, I'm Carrie from the Toft Alpacas shop. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to pick up stitches, and then I'm also going to be showing you how to rejoin your yarn to stitches that you've left on a holder. So let's have a look at the video. I'm going to be showing you in this video how to pick up some stitches. This is the bottom of a bulb bag. We've started knitting it. I've knitted along my 35 rows of garter stitch, and now I need to pick up 24 stitches along each side. So the easiest way that I find to do this is to divide your sections up. Now you'll also use this method when you're doing things like knitting up a neckband or something like that. It'll ask you to pick up and knit some stitches. So the easiest method that I find is to divide it up. So I know I need 24 stitches, for instance, in this piece. So I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to place a little marker. You don't have to use markers like this. You could just use a different coloured piece of yarn. So there's one marker. I know that in here I need 12 stitches. Well, actually that's going to be a little bit difficult to work out just by eye. So I'm going to fold it in half again using my marker, and then up to the needle there I'm going to place another marker just in here, and I know that here and here I need to have 6 stitches. So let's go ahead and knit those 6 stitches. Now I'm not going to have 6 gaps, as it were, here. These nice little loops that look ripe for the picking of a stitch. I'm not going to have 6 there, and that will be the same when you're knitting and picking up necklines. You won't have these nice little places that look great for picking up a stitch, so you have to improvise. I'm going to make my first stitch, in fact, in this little knot here. So I put it onto my needle as if it's a stitch, and I'm just going to knit it. There we go, 1. And this is going to be my next one. 2. Okay, how am I going? Yeah, this one, 3. I'm going to put number 4 in this one here. Now with the knitted bulb bag, because you're going to felt it afterwards, you don't need to be particularly neat about this. There's 5, and let's put 6 right up next to this marker here. There we go, 6 is in there. When you're doing a neckband, for instance, you will need to be that little bit neater. You have to make sure you're not puckering, that you haven't got too many holes there. But what you can do, if it's your first garment that you're knitting, you need to pick up a neckband, for example, don't worry about it too much. It's your first garment. You can always go back and make a few little stitches if you need to. So I need to, on my second set of 6, there's 1, there's 2, let's put 3 in here, and also because this is chunky, it's quite pliable, so I can just pick up my stitches. If you want to, if you're doing something in perhaps a finer yarn, you could pick up the stitches along with another needle, with a needle that hasn't got any stitches. You could just pick up some stitches and then you could knit them whilst they're on your needles. So I've actually lost count there. Where are we? That was 4. There we are. 5, and then 6 is going to go in here. Now I didn't divide this quarter, so let's just do that now. I've got another little stitch marker here. There we are. So I need 6 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you get the idea. There are my stitches that I've started to pick up, and that's going to create the shaping for my bulb bag. So let's fast forward and go to rejoining your stitches. So in the second part of this video, what I'm going to be showing you how to do is to rejoin your yarn to stitches that you've left on a holder. What I've done here is knitted a whole bulb bag, knitted the stitches for the flap, and then I'm going to rejoin my yarn back to the opening stitches of the bulb bag. Now you can use a stitch holder. They look like giant size safety pins really, But if you have interchangeable needles, what you could do is just use your cord, as I've done here, take your needles off and just put your stopper on. So we're going to rejoin the yarn. So let's bring the stitches up to the left hand needle because we're going to start knitting with them. Here's my new ball of yarn. Give myself a little bit of a tail and then just pop it on with the tail kind of to the back, or to the left, I guess you would say, and you're working yarn on the right, and I'm going to just bring that through. There's my first stitch. Okay, now it's going to be quite loose, so what I like to do is to use both the tail and the working yarn on this second stitch. So you've got 2 stitches there, but we're just going to class that as 1. But that really just does secure it. Otherwise you're forever making sure that you're not pulling your tail out of that first stitch. So that, in essence, is joining your yarn to stitches, and that's really all there is to it. When I come back to this point here, I'll just sew in these ends, I'll class this as 1 stitch, and that will be that.